Limbus Company has a lot of ways you can build your team, whether that's using the most meta IDs to win every single fight with zero issue, even by losing a clash, or using Zwei Sinclair, because you're a closeted masochist who likely enjoys the worst things to happen to you. The game is very flexible with its team building synergy. At the top of those are your status teams, those being Bleed, Burn, Sinking, Poise, Rupture, Charge, and Tremor. Yes, these are the Railway 2 status boost icons. I could not find the regular ones, and it gets a point across. Back on track now, I've heard from many people that one of those statuses are just kind of weaker than every single other one. That status, as you may have surmised by the premise of this video, is Burn. Now, I'm bestowed upon the title of Biggest Burn Fan, and I have a level 45 Uptie 4 Liu Gregor. So I think I'm qualified to speak on this topic. Burn is very, very simple. At turn end, the enemy with burn will tick for burn damage equal to potency, and then its burn count will decrease by 1 point. An example here. Leo Ishmael is using her skill 1 against You Want to Get Beat Heartily. This skill will inflict 2 burn potency and 1 burn count, as all skills applying a status apply 1 count if the enemy has none. Now, at the end of the turn, Beat Heartily will take 2 true damage and the count will go down, leaving it at 0 count, therefore expiring all burn potency. Burn potency and count can stack up to 99 per enemy, or for abnormalities, per part. But, because of mirror dungeons and Walpurgis Knocked, burn itself has become a gateway for something greater. If you run a burn team, especially a mirror dungeon, you might know what I mean. Let's talk about Lobotomy Ego Magic Bullet, and the Tier 4 Burn Ego gift introducing Mirror of Mirrors, Glimpse of Flame. Let's start with the more well-known of the two. Magic Bullet Otis is an ID from the second Walpurgis Knock based off my favorite abnormality, Der Freshwitz. She works by applying a unique burn count called Dark Flame with all 3 of her skills, but especially her skill 2 and 3. When Dark Flame ticks, it will deal Dark Flame count times burn potency and Pride affinity damage, and then it will expire. Let's look back at Want to Get Beat Heartily. Ishmael really did a number on him, building up plenty of potency and count. But 99 damage is nothing to him, he's the GOAT. So, here comes Magic Bullet Otis, using her skill 3 with 6 magic bullets already stacked on her. Now when she fires, her bullet count will become 7. And as her skill states, she will inflict Dark Flame equal to Magic Bullet next turn after taking 1 Magic Bullet, therefore she will apply 7 Dark Flame next turn. Now, for the sake of argument, let's say Beat Heartily is not afraid of this little Dark Flame status, and skips the next turn. So now, at turn end, he immediately gains these 7 Dark Flames, and so, because it's at the max count of 7, and he has maximum burn potency of 99, it will then tick for 693 Pride damage. However, note again that this is Pride affinity damage, not true damage like regular burn is. As all enemies have weaknesses to Slash, Blunt, and Pierce, they also have their respective Sin weaknesses. So let's say Beat Heartily has a fatal weakness to Pride. Means he'll take double damage from all Pride sources. So, instead of the weak, small number of 693, the damage will now go up to the far more acceptable and usable number of 1,386 Pride affinity damage, plus your additional 99 from turn and burn count. The inverse is also true, and if Beat Heartily resisted Pride, it would only tick for around 347 damage, but I digress. Building Dark Flame to that point is not the simplest to do, but it's an absolute nuke of a status effect when played right, and even works well in regular gameplay. Though with a lot more difficulty when it comes to actually building up your burn potency. Now, onto Glimpse of Flame. The way it works is rather straightforward. At the end of your turn, it will consume half of the burn count on the enemy, and then tick for burn damage equated to your burn potency times the consumed burn count in Wrath affinity damage. Of course, targets will also lose up to 3 defense level next turn, which is nice and helps increase damage output, but it is not the selling point. Now, this already sounds good. I mean, if you somehow get 99 burn count and 99 burn potency with something like Hot and Juicy Drumstick to help you, and a full burn team, then it's not going to be too hard to trigger. Now, let's get back to Beat Hurtley. Of course, 1,386 Pride Affinity damage is nothing. He shrugged it off like a champion. Of course, Otis and Ishmael have a secret weapon. They brought with them Glimpse of Flame. Beat Hurtley was not prepared for this, and seeing as he has 99 potency and 99 count, he will now tick for 4,950 Wrath damage at turn end, just from Glimpse of Flame. But that's also not correct. See, Glimpse of Flame, being a tier 4 ego gift that isn't fused, can be upgraded. And its upgrade adds the ability to go up to 8 defense levels next turn, sure, but the real selling point is this here. Consumed burn count times 2. Which means, instead of dealing 4,950 Wrath damage, you will deal 9,900 Wrath damage. Meaning things are looking a lot more in the favor of Otis and Ishmael. Except, Beat Hurtley is also weak to Wrath damage. So, instead of 9,900 Wrath damage, you would deal 19,800 Wrath damage at turn end. Which is finally enough damage to defeat Beat Hurtley and result in a victory for Limbus Company. Now, all calculations were done with the idea that it consumed 50 burn count for the half it stated. However, if it consumed 49 instead, the numbers are 4,851 for the basic tick, 9,702 with Glimpse at ++, and 19,404 if the enemy is also fatal to Wrath. But let's just raw numbers. Let's talk even more hypotheticals. Know who's on the average burn team? Ryoshu and Rodion. And Ryoshu has access to Fragile from her default ego, Forest for the Flames, 6 burn, and 2 Fragile on heads hit, which will increase the amount of damage that you do. And Rodion has access to 4th match Flame. The 6 burn is alright, but it's the 3 Wrath Fragility that we're really after. Because Glimpse of Flame is a Wrath tick of damage, it means it could potentially get the damage bonus from Wrath damage. Crazy how that works. Plus, Wrath Fragility is also just really nice for burn teams because a large majority of your burn IDs have a good Wrath skill. Fun fact about the Beat Hurtley fight: if you have Glimpse of Flames, you can actually cause them to stagger lock all 3 enemies. They will perpetually be on 1 HP and always staggered on the next turn, and their surgery will still increase. I wish I had a photo to show you, but it is just really, really funny. Anyways, you're probably wondering, what's the final damage? Against a Pride and Wrath fatal enemy with 99 burn potency and 99 burn count and no other debuffs, you are dealing 99 true damage from your burn potency, 1,386 Pride damage from your 7 Dark Flame, and 19,800 Wrath damage from Glimpse of Flames ++. So, that means, in total, you will do 21,285 total damage. Or, alternatively, if it ticked for 49 burn count, you'll do 20,889, but that is hardly relevant when you get to those numbers. In conclusion, you should really try running a burn team, especially in Mirror Dungeon 4. It's genuinely super fun, and it's not too hard to get the required ego gifts. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this incredibly scuffed video on burn damage, even if it is mostly just Wrath affinity damage. In the words of Phil of Library of Ruina, I gotta get out of here!